Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins ended their preseason with a sloppy game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We joined the Cowboys and the Lions, who also had sloppy preseason play against them in weeks 1 and 2. And this was a chess match between Doug Peterson and Mike McDaniel on offense and Vic Fangio and their defensive coordinator. West Coast versus West Coast, the senior vet who played in Shula's system as a quarterback and is a master play caller in Andy Reid's system versus up-and-coming genius play caller in a similar scheme in Mike McDaniel. And the Jags, they gonna beat us. They gonna be a team that's gonna be annoying to us in this conference. We're gonna have to face them. They went to the playoffs last year, so they're probably gonna be a factor again because I trust in Doug Peterson. He know what the hell he doing. You saw what he did with the Eagles. We've seen that he's had a lot of experience under Andy Reid. He's already got the Jaguars balling. He's already working magic with what Urban Meyer could have been doing with this team, but he's the one that's actually at the helm pulling the strings right now. And the Jags, they focused on their O-line in this draft to try to fortify that tackle position by drafting Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma. He may play a critical role early depending on Cam Robinson's legal situation. And Cam Robinson is a good tackle for the Jags, but depending on what happens with that may make them have to play Anton sooner than they would like to because they want to kind of sit him right now and give him some time to really develop because he still has some things he can improve on and his ceiling could be higher. 3rd round pick Tank Bigsby, who I really, really like. They drafted him out of Auburn. He's already showcasing and looking legit. He looked real legit against the Dallas Cowboys, and I think he could be the answer that they need at that power running back spot. He compared nicely with ETN, and let's not forget about Jermichael Hasty also, who showed last year that he can play, and he's the reason why they got rid of James Robinson, who was their power back. He's not going to play that power. That's going to be Tank, but he can be a good change of pace back. He got good speed, and he's going to be someone we're going to have to worry about if we have to play them in the playoffs. Yasir Abdullah also looks good for them as a linebacker. So that's something that I noticed with the Jaguars roster, with their draft, and they're going to be a force. Let me break down this game. We received the ball to begin the game. This time, Braxton Berrios is back to field it, and he takes it to the 25-yard line. On offense, 2 in the starters open in the 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver, single back look, and then Tua takes a 2-step drop and throws a laser to Tyreek Hill, who takes a shot at Yak for a huge gain to bring us in Jaguar territory. But who fucks this up? Center Connor Williams with another high-ass snap. He had high snaps last year, and I told y'all, and I'm telling y'all again, if he don't get that fixed and if we don't move him to guard or try to get a legit center, either somehow maybe trading for one, which I doubt we're going to do this year because he's already engraved at that role. But I think we need to draft a center next year and have him wait in the wings and, with Connor maybe starting another year. I definitely wouldn't give him that contract that he won't. I know he held out, but we ain't giving him that. We're not giving him that until he fixes these goddamn high snaps that seem like they probably going to plague us in the playoffs on a real critical play or real critical team that we got to beat. The magnitude of the game is going to be high, and I can see him high snapping this shit at the wrong time. But he did it in preseason. I want to have some belief in him, but I'm seeing a trend here, and I'm seeing this happening at the wrong time, wrong place at the wrong time. But we were able to dive on the ball somehow. Could have been a scoop and score for touchdown, but we got lucky/unlucky because that still made it 2nd and 3rd and long. And we tried a couple of screens, but we had to punt. Tua wasn't able to do nothing with that after a good play by Tyreek. Defense gets on the field. Trevor Lawrence played some series for the Jags and completed his first pass to Ridley out of the West Coast shotgun bunch set. Next play, Trevor found his tight end, Farrell, on the hitch. Then we allowed them to gash us with the running from ETN. Once they got inside the 5-yard line, Doug Peterson leaned on the rookie running back, Tank Bigsby, that's a good name for a power back. Tank Bigsby. A big ass tank, and I'm big, bitch. I'm finna run your ass over. And, he ran roughshod all through the preseason, got him all the way to the 1 yard line and fumbled. Can't do that. You got to hold on to that football. Javon Holland recovered it. Nice play by Javon. And also, nice plays by Kader Kohu and Jerome Baker. They both were in good position to help create that turnover. If it wasn't for them, for Kader and Jerome, Holland, even though he's the one that kind of jarred the ball loose, still they were all on the play to ambush the tackler, and I like what I saw there. Once again, I asked, what has Mike McDaniel and Tua shown so far? They both shown the ability to bounce back from setbacks. That's what they did by moving the rock down the field. We didn't get a touchdown here, but we did get a field goal, and I'm encouraged by it still. Let me tell y'all how that happened. Tua and the offense had the football. They moved it to the 18-yard line, made a good play happen on 2nd and 12 out of tight I form with Cedric Wilson and Robbie Chosen on the perimeter. Tua play action from a 5-step drop right on time, and made the play. Isaiah Wynn also played like a beast in this game, and he was effective for us in the running game on this drive. Alec Ingold made a catch. Raheem Mostert found room, and Salvon Ahmed broke for another huge game. This is back-to-back games with Salvon Ahmed, breaking for a big gain. And I know Coach Eric Stulesville, this shit makes Eric proud. He's proud of this room right now. And I'm proud of Eric because I like what I've seen out of this running game so far in the preseason. We didn't convert on 3rd down inside of the 10. Tua tried to throw, I think, the Chosen, but he wasn't able to complete it. And we kicked the field goal to draw first blood with the opening lead 3-0. Second quarter, defense starts the second quarter. Trevor's still in for the Jags at quarterback. And Peterson had him surgically dissect us by handing it off to Tank Bigsby, and also making plays against Noah Igbenogany. Lawrence abused Noah on multiple passes to Zay Jones, Ridley. He tried to beat Kader Kohu, but Kader made deflections. And I think Kader might be Noah's undoing. The Jags scored from an ETN run up the middle to make it 7-3. Offense back on the grass. Skyler's in at quarterback, and he throws an interception on his drive. He tried to scramble right, but couldn't find anyone open initially. It looks like he tried to find Chosen cutting to the right sideline, but he threw the ball too high and it got picked. That turnover placed the Jags at the 50-yard line. Defense forced a field goal that made the score 10-3. Offense back. Skyler's still in, and now he's in a tight single back 3-wide set, and the Jags blitz sending the linebacker right down the middle. It was like you got two middle linebackers. The one to the left, that's the one that they sent, and it was Yasir Abdullah from Miami Carroll City High School, who was that linebacker that made a play. He made an interception on the pass that Skyler was trying to throw to River Craycraft. And I don't like to pick against us, but shout out to Yasir for repping that CC, balling hard on that play. That's what I'm talking about, young, and that's how you do it. That's how we represent for the 305. Defense is on the field. Jags find goal again by running up the middle of our defense for touchdown. That made the score 17-3. Then the offense drove down the yard and kicked the field goal to get us closer before the half with the score 17-6. Third quarter, Jacksonville is in the field with their second and their third stringers, the UDFAs, and CJ Beathard under center. CJ threw a nice bomb to beat Cam Smith, who also got called for illegal contact. And while he did make great plays most of the preseason, this was a game where he did get beat, and that gave them a 24-6 advantage. Skylar Thompson trying to answer back. He moves the chains with his mobility, but almost throws a couple more picks. But good plays got us in the red zone, and my dog Chris Brooks runs it in for a touchdown. Chris, I've been pounding this damn table for you to be on the starting roster, and I believe you're going to make it. I believe you did make it. We tried to go for two, but failed. That made the score 24-12. Defense got beat with a bomb from Rourke, who took over for the Jags. CJ Beathard went to the bench, and they scored on the outside run from Hasty to make the score 31-12. Offense couldn't score in the third to end the third. but we did get to the 20. And in the fourth quarter, we got the football in scoring position. Who do we contact? Chris Brooks again, who scored on another run that made it 31-18. And as you can see from the final, that was the ending score. We might have scored more points and possibly maybe even won the game, but our UDFA wide receiver Daywood Davis had a freak injury on a route, and he was on the ground for a long time. All the players from both benches came in to make sure that he was all right. And, he just, my prayers to that kid. He was just a kid trying to make a play, trying to play hard. He got carted off. Hope he makes a speedy recovery and can continue his dreams. Keep playing hard, man. Don't let this injury stop you. The game was stopped at this point, and that's how we got the score that we got. Let's take a peep at the game stats. For the Fish at quarterback, at that position, we was not good. We didn't have a good outing. Skylar, again, he finished with the most snaps, even though Tua played. Skylar had 15 completions out of 24 passes for just 135 yards, 2 interceptions. You got to improve, Skylar. You got to get better, my dog. You got to get better, my boy. Ahmed led the way as far as yardage on the grass with 4 carries for 43 yards. Chris Brooks scored twice and carried 6 times for 33 yards. Myles Gaskin also had 6 totes for 23 yards. Through the air, River Craycraft and Myles Gaskin both had 5 wrecks. Craycraft gained 52 yards. Gaskin gained 30 through the air. And the rest of the receivers only had 1 or 2 catches. Tyreek Hill had a catch, which was good, but none of them got inside the paint. On defense, Randy Charlton was the only one to get a sack. I was disappointed with how they played, but I can't wait till the regular season. That way I can get a real good judge on if Fangio's defense is legit or not. I know I done heard he's set trends in the league, but I need to see it with this team. Speaking of the regular season, my final thoughts on this game and so far from what I've seen in the preseason is our offense is going to be the strength of this team. Like I said, I need to see more. I think we will get turnovers in this defense, but we need to tighten up the interior of the defense. Obviously, we didn't see Zach Siller and Christian Wilkins on the D-line, and we know they got a good history of stopping the run. But and I like the fact that Brandon Peely is looking good as an undrafted free agent, so he can provide depth along with Raekwon Davis. But we got to be ready, man. We got to be ready because teams are gonna watch these preseason games, and they're gonna copycat and use that as a way to attack us. And I need to see them get some tackles for loss in the run game. I ain't see hardly not a lot of tackles for loss. I seen some. David Long had a tackle for loss, but I want to see more from the DTs. And I could tell that the strategy is also going to be if they sense zone, they're going to threaten Cater deep. He's gonna need to be ready. Jerome Baker is going to need to ante up alongside David Long. And other than that, I see some potential with our defense. The Jags exposed our quarterback room. I also noticed that because Beathard and Rourke, I think, are better than White and Thompson. I can tell right now, if Trevor got hurt, CJ could pretty much handle it, and if Tua goes down, I got confidence in Mike McDaniel's game plans, but I'm not sold on our backup quarterback position. My big fish ballers of this week is going to be quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, even though he didn't play long. Obviously, Salvin Ahmed, who made this list back-to-back times. Running back Chris Brooks is also a back-to-back. Isaiah Wynn, who did a good job of blocking. The whole O-line. In this preseason, y'all, I know y'all want to shit on the O-line every year. I like what I saw from the O-line in this preseason because we were able to move bodies in the run game. We had enough protection to make plays. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but I thought they overall did their job. Wide receiver River Craycraft is on this list. Cedric Wilson's on this list. Andrew Van Ginkel's on this list. And kicker Jason Sanders on this list. I know it's a short list, but them the only ones I saw that was really, really making an impact in the game. Enough for me to be satisfied. So, like I said, it's a short list, but if there's players that I missed, y'all let me know. Leave that in the comment section. Till next time, signing off.